Sean Sheehan here for Severe MMA, and alongside James Gallagher before his headlining spot at Bellator Dublin. I suppose, James, the first thing I want to ask you is, you're headlining again, and the last time, as we mentioned in the press conference, before the last fight, we were talking about maybe moving to America or something like that. What was the thinking of taking this fight again here? Was it just, I want to headline again, let's do it again?
Yeah, kind of, and it's like it was supposed to happen. Let's do it. Do you know what I mean? Why skip it? Do you know what I mean? And with them beat your man, you come in a few days' notice. I don't feel like I have it's improved my game personally and my skill set, but it hasn't done nothing for me. Do you know what I mean? It's blown up in the crowd in Dublin and all, but I was supposed to fight Cal in Dublin, and I messaged Cal as soon as he pulled out, and I was like, "Get your shit together, and I'll fight you." Do you know what I mean? He was talking all this shit, and I was like, "I'll fucking fight." Do you know what I mean? What? He's like, "Oh, you'll not take a fight again," all this. I was like, "No, mate. I signed the contract 2 days after my last fight." Do you know what I mean? I stick to my word. Always do.
Is there any thinking of you? You've always talked about being the world champion and being the best in the world, and I know you're still young and you've plenty of time. But is there any thinking from you, I was supposed to have this fight 6 months? I was a bit of a sideways move. I know you've obviously a long time to go forward as well. But was there any thinking of that when you before the fight?
No, not really, because I'm only 23. I only turned 23. Do you know what I mean? I have a long time. I have a lot to learn, and I'm earning a fuck ton of money now. Do you know what I mean? So why not just keep going the way I'm going? I'm getting into property. I'm buying houses. Do you know what I mean? To invest in and stuff like this. So I'm just keep going with that, and I'm learning every day in the gym. So that's my focus now. And then everything else is going to take care of itself. Do you know what I mean? All I need to do is rack up the fights, train hard, improve, and look after myself. And that's just all I've been doing, and that's what my main focus is. And when I do that, look after myself and be intact with myself and do what's right for me. And that's the only thing I give a fuck about, because no one else gives a fuck about me, just me.
I suppose over the last couple of weeks there was a lot of talk about Irish MMA fighters coming up and how they kind of get themselves to the top, what way they work through. And I obviously interviewed Ian Gary. You made a kind of a comment about it. What's your kind of thinking on that as someone who came into Bellator after 4 or 5 fights in their career and are working your way up that way?
Yeah, people do what they want. People do what suits them. Live and let live, mate. Do you know what I mean? People can do it their way. I'm doing it my way. Like it or lump it. I don't give a shit what anyone else is doing, because no one really, you know what I mean? There's not too many people give a shit what I'm doing, so I'm just doing me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just sticking to me and doing what I want to do, and it speaks for itself. It's going to speak for itself on the 22nd. The last 2 main events, 2 sellout crowds, and the Dublin people came out. We sold the place out, and that's just all down to that crowd. Do you know what I mean? That's not even... I'm the main event. I'm the man selling it out, but it's down to the people that come and get behind me, and that's what it's down to. And I fucking love it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just loving what I'm doing. My life's good. I'm living my dream day in, day out, and that's just what it's about for me. And I'm making a fuck ton of money doing it, and I don't need anything else.
What is the dream now for you as you go on in your career? What's the dream? What's the apex? What's the very top for you?
To be a world champion. That's my dream.
Do you feel like doing that in Bellator, does that make you the best fighter in the world, do you think? Can you do that in Bellator right now? We've had the UFC. Obviously, it's a dream for lots of people to go to UFC, but do you think you can do that in Bellator?
Yeah, I do. I feel like what I'm going to do will speak for itself. And that's the way my mindset is. I want to change a lot of things. I want to change how things are run. I want to change the game. That's how I'm going to do it, by changing the whole game, putting it on their heads. I'm like, I've changed it now. What can you do?
Is there ever any thinking of you as well that I'm going to make myself such a big star that maybe my contract will be up and I can get more money off of Bellator and UFC and put them together and become that huge star as well?
Last time, just signed a new big 6-figure deal. Wonder how that went around. Do you know what I mean? It's the way shit goes down. Do you know what I mean? You become at the end, and I'm happy where I am. Bellator, I love fighting for Bellator. Saudi, I love how they treat me. They give me what I want and more. And I'm happy, my family's happy, and that's all what I'm concerned about. So it is me and a few close people that I've got with me, because I could count one hand with the people that are actually truly with me, and that's all that matters to me.
I'm always intrigued by fighters like yourself and younger fighters who are coming up who are obviously top prospects, and how they improve in the different parts of their game. I saw you yesterday before with Packy Collins training your boxing. Obviously you'd be known as a submission guy. We've seen your well-roundedness, but the last few fights have been quick submissions. Is that something you're thinking, as we get higher in the game, it's more difficult to have your jiu-jitsu used like to win fights totally all the time? Is that something you're like, I want to get unbelievably as well rounded, as good as a stand-up fighter as a jiu-jitsu guy as well?
Well, I don't think that the higher you go up, the harder that it is to submit people, because I'm that good I can submit anyone. That's how I am. But if you need to be that good everywhere. I can't be just that good in the ground. Can't be just that good at wrestling. I can't be just that good at boxing. I need to be good everywhere. Do you know what I mean? And that's just my mindset. I want to go in there and be able to not be touched on the feet. When I'm wrestling, it's on my terms. When I go to the floor, I'm finishing them. And that's my goal. Do you know what I mean? I'm here to be the best in the world everywhere. Not just take people down and submit them. Do you know what I mean? And I'll just go, when I go into the fight, I want to know I can win this whatever way I want. And that's my end goal.
Looking at Cal, looking at a few of his fights, preparing for today and preparing for the fight coming up, he's a very kind of, he will engage with you in on the ground or standing up. He'll engage with you everywhere. Is that something like you're saying, okay, that's obviously a tough fight when someone is that kind of wild and happy to fight there, but is it something like, I'm delighted to have someone who will engage with me and he'll give me openings and opportunities?
Well, it's like the thing, as I've just said there on the table, he's got tricks. So he comes at, if you look at every face, he's mangled. His face is mangled. He's busted open. Do you know what I mean? He takes a lot of punishment because that's when he makes the mistakes on his tricks, he ends up in bad positions and bad spots. And he has fought guys that have been like explosive and athletic, but not actually that good. And he has trouble to deal with that. So when you come in with someone like me, he won't be able to move. He's going to be stuck in them positions. He's going to be like, fuck, I can't move. But he also feels very strong and very athletic, and he won't be able to move. And that's where he's not going to be able to work them tricks. And I feel like that's his main kind of game. He brings the fight. He comes there to try and get his openings for his tricks because he's big, long, rangy. But against me, I'm a good athlete. I show up in good shape always. I'm very, very strong, a lot stronger than I look. And my pressure is a lot heavier than it looks. And I'm looking forward to see his face when he's comparing watching me and when he's actually feeling how I feel. It's going to be, oh, you didn't expect this, mate. And I'm going to let him know in there. Let him know that this is not what you expected.
Last thing for me, thanks very much for your time, really appreciate it. I suppose with all the Bellator Dublin cards, it's obviously a very SBG centric and lots of SBG guys, so plenty of help for you preparing. But as we know, Conor McGregor has a fight book now as well, only 3 or 4 weeks before. Is that a big thing for you, maybe having him in the gym, having him alongside you and kind of getting, maybe a bit of feedback from him? I know we saw in the documentary we did before that he was always good to help you out and things. Is that something big for you as well?
100%. It's just, we have a whole card on this Dublin card. We have a whole, like the whole card's SBG, and then we've got Conor and his big fight, and it's just popping. Do you know what I mean? There's a bunch of absolute animals all interacting with each other every day, passing that positive energy, that mindset, that world champion mindset, that unbreakable mindset, that mindset of winners, and it's just being passed through everyone. It's a positive vibe, and it's like when you put one bad bit of fruit into a packet of good fruits, they all become bad. But when there's a bunch of good fruits in there, they're tasty. Do you know what I mean? And that's the way it is here, and that's the vibe that I've got going into here, and I'm looking forward to it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just moving on, progressing, and getting there, and I'm just looking forward to going out to that ramp with me robe on, me diamonds down me back, dropping down my hood and just looking up. Do you know what I mean? A lot of fighters can't. A lot of guys, I'll not be standing up in that ramp and just looking at the 10,000 people and going, yes, I did this. Because he hasn't. It's me. It's the Jimmy Show. I'm going to drop my hood down. I'm going to stand up there, look at everyone and go, yes, this is what I deserve. This is what I'm doing. And I'm going to go out there and cave in his head.
James, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.